Hey ballers, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and today is, you guys have been waiting a long time, a clutch update video. It feels like it's been forever, but there's been good reason for why it's taken so long, and I am about to share that with you today. We do have, 14, 15, 16, and 17 clutches from 2018. Yes, so I have 4 more to share total, but it's taken us a long time because in the interest of full transparency, we've been kind of waiting around to see what was going to happen with this clutch. And I think now that we have the answers, it is time to give you a full update. Let's start with the bad news. Because if you're going to be transparent, right, and if you sit here and you tell people I'm going to show the good and the bad, then you have to back that up and you actually have to do it. If not, you're a schmuck. And we are going to back that up and show you the good and the bad. So what we've said all along, well, this is one of those days that's going to be a little bit kind of sad. So we had, from this clutch, we had 9 eggs laid. Right? And the pairing was a killer bee to a Spotnose pastel. And in research, we had kind of missed the fact that, spider and Spotnose had some issues. There was one pairing where it didn't go real well, apparently, and we wanted to kind of see how it was going to go for us, because we already paired it by the time we figured that out. Anyway, and it wasn't that, from what I could tell, they were born deceased, but some of them were severely wobbled. And we worked pretty hard to keep our spiders not wobbling, so we were hopeful. Well, probably not a pairing I'm going to do again. Well, we didn't have any overly wobbly snakes necessarily. We had 3 eggs. So out of the 9 eggs, 2 of them died in the egg. 1 of them died after pipping. Now what it had done is it pipped its egg into the neighbor's egg beside of it. So like it slit it, but it slid it where it was glued and it couldn't find a way out, and it sat there, struggled, and drowned. So 1 of them was just lost due to tragedy. 2 of them were dead in the egg, which left us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 babies. Still not a bad clutch. 6 is about the average size of eggs for a ball python. So I was a little downtrodden, like, we got 6. We're all right. Well, one of those that appeared to be a super pastel, was a possible super pastel Spotnose, died unexpectedly. Like, it'd been doing okay. I mean, it hadn't been really thriving great, but it had been eating. Some was kind of a slow starter, but had been functioning. I just came down one day and it was dead. So don't know what killed it. Not sure what happened to that one, but it died. And you will have some of that occasionally. So that dropped us from 6 down to 5. And then we had one that was this, pretty sure it was a killer bee Spotnose. And man, let me tell you, that snake was struggle bus from day one. And that was the one that really had kind of kept us waiting to see if we were going to be able to do the clutch update, or how we were going to do it, or when we were going to do it, because I wanted to see the outcome of that snake before I did it. Well, the outcome was negative, and we had assist fed that snake several times and tried to get it to eat on its own several times, and it did have bowel movements. It just didn't grow. And if you've heard Barchek talk about one of those 2-headed snakes that died, he mentioned something that when they're eating yet still losing weight, it's a really bad sign. We got to witness that firsthand. And one of the last times we'd actually assist fed it a really small meal, just trying to get it some nutrition going, because we were kind of like not assist feeding every week. We'd assist feed, give it a few, and then assist feed, trying to get it to take off on its own. I came in and I found a partially digested meal that had apparently been vomited, and the snake had passed away. So we lost that one too, and that brought us down to a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 snakes. So out of 9 eggs, we had 4 survive. Now, out of those 9 eggs, 3 were of no fault of our own. The other 2, I'm not sure what happened. So maybe I could have prevented those, maybe I couldn't have. Anytime I'm taking, I guess, my own actions, like through assist feeding or whatnot, I always feel like if it doesn't work out, it's on me. Although that's probably not the truth of the matter. It doesn't change the emotional response. So anyway, there's the bad. Now let's look at the good. Let me show you the actual snakes that did survive, because it did have some pretty babies. So that is the one good spot. Well, there's 3 and 4. Kurt, do you remember we stuck? Oh, there it is. 18, 14, 01. This is another super pastel that is doing rather well. So you can see that one, and you can see it's doing fine. I mean, it's working good. Everything's just wonderful on that snake. So that's 18-1401. Really cool little snake. Really busy pattern. And I'm not the best at recognizing Spotnose, so Spotnose could be hiding in some of these somewhere, and I probably wouldn't even see it the best. So 181401, we're going to call that just a super pastel. I think the next one we have up is 181402 was the other super pastel that died, so we don't have that. We do have 181403. Where are you at? There you are. Now this is a really cool bumblebee. Look at that thing. Dun, 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 dun. Really neat snake. I really like this one. So 181403. Pretty neat. 181404 still kicking. It is another bumblebee. Now the colors are vastly different on this one versus the other one. The other one's more washed out. This one's more light. So again, Spotnose could be hiding in one of those. Not real sure, but really cool. Really cool looking snake overall. Love that snake actually. But I love bumblebees. I'm a huge fan of them. I think it's hard to beat. Those combos are just really hard to beat. So let me get down to the next one. 181405. That was the killer bee that we thought was Spotnose that passed away. 181406. That is the last surviving one from that clutch. Where did I stick you at? Where did we stick it at, Kurt? Do you remember? There it is. Woo. Sorry, little guy. And it is gorgeous. So that is probably definitely my favorite snake of the clutch. It's of course got super pastel and spider in it. And you can just tell by the insane amount of blushing. Now, is Spotnose in there? Don't know. Not sure. Not saying it is. I think it's probably just a killer bee. And part of that is because look at how well it does. Like that thing rates its head pretty well. You're not really seeing a lot of wobble. When it gets really excited, you might get a little bit of shake before it eats. But all in all, extremely healthy, extremely wonderful snake. I think if the Spotnose, then we probably would see a little more of the wobble, which is bad. Will I repeat that pairing? I will not. Anytime I have that many eggs not work, I tend to shy away from making that pairing again, just in case it's something in that. So I will not be repeating that pairing. Just not something I'm going to do. This year the killer bee female is getting the scaleless head lemon blast male. So is it on the female maybe? Am I worried about that? Nope, because this was her third year or her second year of production, and her first year every baby was perfectly healthy and fine. So I'm not too concerned with that. But that is kind of the route we're going to go on those. Such a cool snake right there though. All right, Kurt, any questions?
No.
Okay, guys, that's the truth of the matter. Now, I don't know how many YouTubers or reptile YouTubers are going to come in here and show you a clutch and say, yeah, half those eggs didn't make it, and update you and show you the babies that did, and tell you about the 2 babies that died in their care. A lot of them won't do it. Some of them will. I think more are doing it now, but let me tell you, that's the reality. It is. And somebody's probably going to say, oh, that happened because you don't know what you're doing, or some shit like that. And if you're thinking that, I really don't care what you think. But the fact of the matter is, anybody who does a significant amount of breed, I'm not talking 1 or 2 clutches a year. You know, our first year, we had 100% hatch rate, 100% survival rate. We only did 3 or 4 clutches. When you're doing a significant amount, you're going to have some losses sometimes. You just are. I mean, look at doctors delivering babies in hospitals. They're pretty dang good. They have everything that they could possibly have to help them do it. But every now and then there's some losses. It's just not an exact science. Well, I guess it is a science, but it's got a built-in, margin for error. So you're going to have some things go south in breeding. And the fact is, we want to share that with you, because when that happens to you on a clutch and you lose some babies, I don't want you to feel terrible. Now, if you did something that killed the babies, yeah, you should probably feel a little bad about it, and then just don't do it again and learn from your mistake and move on with life, right? But the point I'm getting at, I guess, is the reality is there's ups and downs. And so we want to share that with you, so when it happens to you, you're not alone. You know that we've been through the same thing you're going through, and you're going to go through the same thing we're going through, and we're both going to have highs, we're both going to have lows, and that's just part of the hobby. All right, Kurt, anything else before I get off of here?
No.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.